Okay, so I'm still running some tests on this embroidery pen or punch needle, whatever you want to call it, because I want to just start doing some quilting with it. I've been working on some squares, and I thought I should test some things out before I did it, because the problem comes that with the way that I do the embroidery, I like it to have this, which is kind of backwards. It's a nice close stitch. So the back has these loops, if you can see in the video, these loops. And I was nervous that when it was getting quilted that it would pull back through to the front. I was also nervous that when you grabbed one, because there's really nothing tying it, that when you grabbed it and pulled it, it would just be one continuous line and just keep pulling up and there'd be nothing to hold the string. So running a few tests, what I did is first I put this on the back. It's a fusible interfacing, and it kind of feels like cotton a little bit on the back. And I ironed it down onto the back of this one. I ironed it down onto the back. This is just my test run, so that it would kind of hold these loops into place. It seems like it worked pretty good. I was happy with the way that it held. So then what I did is I just made up a pretend square. I put together this, I put the batting inside like a quilt. I have a fake back on it. And what I did is I just did some really crazy designs all over these little lollipop flowers that I was making to see how it would hold up if it were quilted and something were to snag or pull one of my loops. So I'm going to take this needle and I'm going to try. Let's see what happens, how well this holds. I'm going to try and find a spot right here on this green. Let's pull it under. See how it's pulling up. So it stopped right when it got, so I would have to say that the fusible interfacing probably didn't do as well as I thought it did gluing the back down. But what did hold it down was the stitching over top stopped me from pulling it. So I would say at this point, if I were going to have it quilted, I might try a different interface, the fusible interfacing on the back, but maybe having a tighter design for the quilting instead of my crazy circles everywhere. So let me try a spot that has kind of, looks like there's a lot going on here. Let me try and pull this and see what happens. Yeah, see, that one's held down nice and tight. I can't, I'm tugging pretty hard right now, and you can't even notice unless you look really close that it was pulled. So I guess if you're doing a tight design for your quilt, it might actually work at this point, because the good news is that those loops did not pull through the back. But if there's a space between, as predicted, this is kind of what happened. So that continues some of my testing on these embroidery pens that I've been using. So I will keep you guys up to date as I keep experimenting with it to let you know how it's going. If you have any questions or want me to try anything else, feel free to comment and I will do that.